Buenos días.
Good morning and welcome. Prior to starting this event, please, you have at your seats a system of simultaneous interpretation. Channel 1 you can hear in Spanish and Channel 2 in English. Welcome to the Centro Tecnológico de Seguridad. Today, the Secretary of State of Security and the British Embassy present Most Wanted operation by Crime Stoppers. This operation requires citizens' cooperation, so that as a fruit of that cooperation and the efforts of law enforcement agencies of Spain and the UK, we can find 12 fugitives of the British House and who are suspected to be in Spain. We have with us Don Rafael Pérez Ruiz and also the Minister Sarah Coling. We also have with us Mr. Steve Rothaus and the Director of Crime Stoppers, Mark Hollis. I give the floor now to the Secretary of State, Rafael Pérez Ruiz. My apologies. I preferred to stay where I was, actually. Dear Minister, Advisor, Director of Operations, Steve, Director of Crime Stoppers, Mark, Director of the Coordination Group of Studies, representatives of law enforcement agencies, National Police, Civil Guard, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. It is a real pleasure for the Ministry of the Interior and for me particularly as the Secretary of State of Security, to welcome today our colleague from the United Kingdom, so as to launch a new campaign of Crime Stoppers in Spain. With this launch, not only do we want to put the spotlight on the most wanted criminals in the UK, but also highlighting the constant work that has been developed and will continue to be developed jointly by police forces of the United Kingdom and Spain. This work enabled us to arrest 76 of the 86 criminals, i.e. with a ratio of the 90%, which have been introduced in the different campaigns ever since we started in 2006. I would like to thank personally having with us Mark. Thank you very much for being with us today, Mark, because this independent charity doesn't only help the police to find and arrest dangerous criminals in the United Kingdom, but also with your effort and with your dedication, it is possible to put to the disposal of legal authorities people who, once settled down in Spain, could also become potential criminals in Spain. We also have with us Steve Rothaus from the NCA, and ever since he started working for the NCA in 2013, the NCA has heralded the fight against organized crime in the UK and works hand in hand with our law enforcement agencies and also with FITCO, thus enabling the support of development of joint operations between countries. I would like to mention the representatives of the National Police, of the Civil Guard, and also of the FITCO, who are here with us today. Thank you very much, because you work with a methodology. You work excruciatingly, and you do it with rigor and in an orderly manner. Thanks to that, Spain has a ratio of criminality that is the lowest in its history, a 40.7 offences per inhabitant. And this allows us to say that Spain is a safe country, one of the safest in the world, actually. As indicated in our safety strategy, our national safety strategy, organized crime has the feature of a transnational, transboundary nature, opacity, its flexibility, its adaptability capacity, and also its recovery capacity, and also One of its features is mobility. Now, in this complex environment where actors and circumstances that jeopardize levels of security are constantly changing, and the fight against organized crime plays a key role in the security policy of the government and thus of the Ministry of the Interior. It is therefore necessary to work closely hand in hand with our neighboring countries, and I'm fully convinced that the magnificent relationship between Spain and the United Kingdom when it comes to police and law enforcement agencies is an example to be followed in other spheres and also to be followed by other countries. More specifically, this criminality requires the development of campaigns such as the one we're introducing today. This initiative creates value in our society, and this is shown by the results I've mentioned a minute ago. And this does not just affect positively all citizens, but also underline the perfect harmony between Crime Stoppers, the NCA, and also law enforcement agencies of Spain. Actually, Spain is one of the countries attracting the highest numbers of tourists in the world, and therefore these tools or tools of this nature are key so that British citizens and Spanish citizens cooperate with law enforcement agencies with the goal of safeguarding public safety, because these actually enables enjoy freedom and also to contribute to the progress of modern societies. Thanks to tools such as this, we progress towards the concept of co-responsibility of all of us so as to face risks and threats that aim at destabilizing the security that actually constitutes the basis of our citizenship in line with our national policy. Furthermore, the center of security of the Ministry of the Interior is actually the citizen himself or herself, and therefore a participatory policy can also be understood where the participation of the citizen constitutes a key aspect so as to achieve a multiplying factor of police forces, because these actually brings benefits to all of us. Spain is one of the safest countries in the EU, and that's thanks on the one hand to the sacrifice and thanks to the professionalism and to the commitment of women and men who make up national police and the civil guard. And on the other hand, thanks to the development and the implementation of mechanisms of national and international level, which allow us to act making criminals see that they will be arrested and they will have to face justice. The fight against criminality and organized crime are two pillars of our national strategy. Criminal organizations have become flexible and elusive, as I mentioned a minute ago, to the action of authorities, and therefore the fight against organized crime, transboundary organized crime, has become a big challenge to all countries. Now, more than ever, it is urgent that we join forces so as to give a coordinated, efficient answer to the new challenges that the constant evolution of technology and the avant-garde progress of our current society mean in security terms. There are no public policies of just one country, but rather we must take on different levels that allow us to be more efficient and which range from international cooperation to security and safety initiatives at a most local level. Be as it may, the concept of cooperation and integration lead any policy at national level that aims at being efficient, and that is the protection of life, but also the protection of goods and the protection of our well-being at large. We would like to underline the importance of these campaigns as a way to work, because these are tools that actually foster the security of our citizens, both in the United Kingdom and in Spain, because these tools allow us to arrest important criminals that are on the run and who aim at settling down in Spain. To wrap up, I would like to thank the work of the different units of the National Police and of the Civil Guard. I would like to thank FIPCO again, because working hand in hand with the NCA, they have been working on a constant basis, and they jointly develop important operations against organized crime in Spain and in the United Kingdom. It goes without saying that in case of campaigns such as today's, and together with the leadership of the Embassy of the United Kingdom in Spain, the perfect working and harmony of all actors involved, Crime Stoppers, NCA, and the law enforcement agencies, we have all managed to achieve an efficiency of almost 100%. We're going along the right path, and let's persevere. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to be with you all today, together with the Secretary of State, so as to launch the Most Wanted campaign of the National Crime Agency with the support of the independent NGO Crime Stoppers.
Spain as Deputy Ambassador, and it's quickly become very clear to me the enormous importance of this campaign, which is now celebrating its 11th edition. The Most Wanted campaign highlights the successful collaboration between the UK and Spanish security forces represented here today. Throughout the lifetime of this campaign, 86 individuals have been arrested. They were all on the UK's Most Wanted list for serious offences. Among them, murder, rape, paedophilia and drug trafficking on a huge scale. So I'd like to thank the colleagues of the National Crime Agency, La Policía Nacional y la Guardia Civil who have made this event possible and this cooperation. Spain and the UK enjoy a very rich and diverse bilateral relationship. 18 million Britons travel to Spain every year, and for more than 400,000 Britons, Spain is their home. Cooperation in the police field is a fundamental part of this close bilateral relationship. The National Crime Agency works hand in hand with the Spanish security forces to disrupt the plans of drug traffickers, who cause enormous damage to communities in both Spain and in the United Kingdom. Last year, the NCA and the Spanish authorities carried out numerous investigations, seizing 10 tons of cocaine and arresting a large number of dangerous criminals. The NCA in Spain is also heavily involved in fighting other types of crime, including organised immigration crime, human trafficking, and child sexual exploitation. Although the majority of Brits who come to Spain come to enjoy its beaches, your weather, your fabulous food, culture, and nature, unfortunately, there are a minority who come to commit crimes or hide from justice for crimes they have committed in the UK. For this reason, it is essential that the cooperation between our law enforcement bodies and security forces is as close as it is illustrated in part by today's Most Wanted campaign. Juntos podemos transmitir el mensaje de que no existe refugio para los fugitivos de la justicia británica que están en España. Y ahora os
And now I leave you in the hands of the real experts, who will talk in more detail about the individuals we are looking for. Thanks a lot.
Buenos dias and good morning. I am Steve Rodhouse. I am the Director General of Operations at the National Crime Agency. Firstly, I would like to thank Secretary of State for Security, Senor Perez, for hosting this event to launch this really important campaign. It's the latest in a long series of public appeals targeting UK fugitives who are believed to be hiding in Spain. Now, the National Crime Agency has excellent relationships with Spanish law enforcement, and that's based firmly on tackling the organised crime threat that faces both of our countries. And we work together daily to protect the public from this threat. Now, this Most Wanted campaign is one key area of this ongoing collaboration. With 86 offenders arrested as a result of these campaigns to date, criminals need to know that we will never give up, and we're never far behind them. Our Spanish partners have been crucial to many of these arrests, and in 2021, more than 25 individuals were arrested by Spanish authorities and surrendered to the UK. We are incredibly grateful for this work. The National Crime Agency's International Crime Bureau and the network of international liaison officers work on behalf of UK policing to exchange information and intelligence with partners abroad, leading to the tracing and the arrest of criminals globally. Now, fugitives usually continue their offending when they're on the run. And these men, and they are all men this time, will be known in criminal circles, wherever they are. The last things the fugitives or their criminal associates want is the combined determination and the capabilities of UK and Spanish law enforcement being focused on them. We know that loyalty amongst criminals will change over time, and we urge anyone with information about these men to help us find them. Many of these fugitives will be trying to blend in the large British communities who've made their homes here in Spain. So if you're a resident here, you may know one of them from your town or village or place of work. If so, please call Crime Stoppers. The UK's departure from the EU has resulted in some changes to the processes of sharing information with our partners, but this hasn't stopped our determination to ensure that those who seek to cause harm in our communities through organised crime are brought to justice. I'm pleased to say that the new arrangements are working incredibly well here in Spain and with other EU member states, and that's thanks to the efforts of our partners. Our partnership with Spanish law enforcement is wider than tracking and arresting fugitives. Every day we're working hard to counter the threat of organised crime together. That's to keep drugs and guns off the streets, to protect children from sexual predators, to protect our borders, and to tackle financial crime. If you are a British person and you come to Spain to become involved in organised crime, we will be after you. Along with our partners from Spanish law enforcement, we're launching this campaign today with the help of the charity Crime Stoppers, and you will hear from their CEO shortly. I'd like to end by recognising the role, and the key role, Crime Stoppers has played over many years in support of these campaigns, and I look forward to our continued partnership. Thank you very much.
Buenos días.
Good morning. I'm Steve Reynolds of the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom. And we'd like to appeal to our society today to call Crime Stoppers if they know where today any of the fugitives whose names I'm going to give you today. I'm going to move on immediately to show you the 12 individuals of the most wanted list, and I will describe them one by one. The list includes individuals from all over the United Kingdom. It is believed that they are in Spain, and they have been included due to the severity of their presumed crimes and the possible damage they can cause to Spanish society or British society. All the individuals that I'm going to talk about today are being looked for so that they can be arrested and later on extradited to the United Kingdom. I'm going to start with Benjamin McCann. Benjamin McCann was born on August 19th, 1989. McCann is from Beatley in Norfolk. Norfolk police is looking for him due to his attempted participation in a conspiracy to supply a series of kilos of cocaine between April and June in 2020. It is believed that he has links and ties with Barcelona and the Costa del Sol. Jack Mail, born on March 16th, 1991. Mail is from Caterham in Surrey, and Surrey police is looking for him due to his participation in a conspiracy to supply amphetamines and drugs between August 2019 and July 2020 via the dark web. A British court has condemned him and sentenced him to 9 years for these crimes while he was a fugitive. It is known that Mail used the aliases Jack Littles and that he bears arms. It is believed that he has links with Ibiza and Marbella. Callum Halpin, born on December 13th, 1994. Halpin is the Manchester area. Greater Manchester police want him because of his relationship with the murder of Luke Graham and an attempted murder on the 13th of June 2018. He is supposedly one of the 3 men that were involved in the attack. Halpin has links with Marbella. Asim Naveed. Asim Naveed was born on January 27th, 1992. Naveed is from the Cardiff area. South Wales police is looking for him for supposedly leading an organized criminal group that supposedly introduced illegally cocaine in Gales for a total value of £8 million between February and June 2020. It is believed that he has links with Marbella and Malaga. Calvin Paris, born on January 14th, 1990. Paris is also in the Cardiff area, or is from the Cardiff area, and he has been a co-accused alongside Asim Naveed, whom I explained before. South Wales police is also searching for him due to drug conspiracy issues between February and June 2020. Supposedly, Paris was one of Naveed's clients who purchased cocaine in kilos to sell them on Cardiff streets. It is believed that just like Naveed, Calvin Paris has links with Marbella and Malaga. John James Jones, born on July 16th, 1990. Jones is from the Lancashire area. Lancashire police are looking for him for his alleged participation in the stabbing of 2 people on the 28th of April 2018, which produced severe injuries to the victims. James abandoned the United Kingdom immediately after the incident and stayed at a hotel in Madrid on April 29th, 2018. It is believed that Jones has links with Madrid and Ibiza. Callum Michael Allen, born on June 24th, 1998. Allen is from the South Shields area in Tyneside. Northumbria police are looking for him due to 12 offences committed between October 2017 and June 2019. Amongst them, we have the supply of heroin and cannabis, as well as an attack on 2 police agents. He was supposed to go to court on April 2020, but he did not appear and he has been a fugitive since then. He uses the aliases Ginger and Ginge. Alan has links with Benidorm and Costa del Sol. Dean Garforth, born on October 31st, 1992. Garforth is from Liverpool, and Cheshire Police are looking for him due to his alleged participation in the supply of cocaine and cannabis, as well as for his involvement in the supply of firearms and munitions between March and July 2020. It is believed that Garforth has links with Orihuela Costa and Marbella. Joshua Dylan Hendry, born on September 1st, 1991. Hendry is from Liverpool. Humberside Police are looking for him for his participation in heroin crack trafficking in Liverpool and Grimsby in the period between September 2017 and March 2019. He is also searched for another conspiracy for supplying cocaine in May 2018, and he's been sentenced already by a British court in absence. He was given a 10-year prison sentence. Hendry uses aliases such as Josh Atoon and Joseph Hendry, and it is believed that he has links with Gran Canaria and Marbella. Mark Francis Roberts, born on July 23rd, 1993. Roberts is from Liverpool. Merseyside Police are looking for him due to his alleged participation in a severe attack during a robbery attempt on September 30th, 2016, which produced serious injuries and grievous harm to the victim. He uses the following alternative identities: Kyle Brown, James Taylor, and James Turner. It is believed that he has links with the Marbella and Malaga area. James Stevenson, born on April 11th, 1965. Stevenson is from the Glasgow area. The National Crime Agency and Police Scotland are looking for him due to his alleged participation in importing into the United Kingdom in September 2020 of a ton of cocaine and the production and supply of approximately 28 million tablets of Etizolam, which is street Valium, in June 2020. Stevenson is also being for due to his relationship with arson in 2020 in 2 flats in Lanarkshire in Scotland. Stevenson, who's also known as Jamin, has previously used the alias Jeremiah George Paul Dooling, and it is believed that he has links with Barcelona. Nana Opong was born on May 28, 1980. Opong is from London. Essex Police are looking for him for the murder of Robert Powell, which happened on 13th of June 2020. Opong supposedly shot the victim 8 times using a gun. He uses aliases, amongst which he includes Kojo Obong, Junior Smith, and Jason Michael Taylor. It is believed that Obong has links with the Marbella area. This is a direct appeal to Spanish and British citizens. We are asking you to take your time to look at the individuals on the most wanted list, and please, if you have any type of information, get in touch with us. Any detail, however small, can be essential to track down these dangerous individuals. details. The NCA is working very closely hand in hand with the independent charity Crime Stoppers. The data to get in touch with us, as well as all the details of all our most wanted, are on the website of the NCA and Crime Stoppers. If you have information right now, the numbers you should call would be 900 926 111 from Spain and 0800 555 111 from the United Kingdom. And they are free hotlines. You may leave your information anonymously there should you wish. Thank you very much for your attention.
Good morning. Buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Hallis, and I'm the Chief Executive of the national crime-fighting charity Crime Stoppers in the United Kingdom. And we're absolutely delighted to be working with and supporting the National Crime Agency and the Spanish authorities in our joint campaign to find dangerous fugitives from Britain who believe to be in hiding and evading justice. For over 30 years, Crime Stoppers has worked with the National Crime Agency to help catch criminals who have fled abroad. This has led to 86 individuals being caught, brought back to the United Kingdom, and forced to face up to their actions. So why is a charity that's independent of law enforcement here, and why do we exist? Well, Crime Stoppers is a charity. We're in a unique position. Each and every day, over 1,500 people contact us with their crime information. These are people who say they would not speak up and tell us what they know were it not for one thing: our total guarantee of anonymity. We never ask for, nor can we, take people's personal details, and that guarantee of anonymity is absolutely central to everything that we do. And it works in our favour and to the benefit of police investigations in the United Kingdom and abroad. The information passed on, from the whereabouts of fugitives on the run to naming people responsible for heinous crimes such as murder, serious violence, fraud and abuse, ensures our communities and our streets stay safer. It's information that may never be heard if our charity didn't exist. So we're asking people to contact our charity if they know or suspect the whereabouts of any of these dangerous individuals. One thing is for sure: sometimes it's incredibly difficult for people to come forward because those criminals are close to home, too close to home sometimes. They may be family, they may be friends, but people generally want to do the right thing. They want to speak up, but sometimes are too fearful, perhaps, to contact the police directly. And it's estimated that about 20% of people will not speak directly to the authorities. So Crime Stoppers, as a charity, gives them a crucial alternative, one they feel more comfortable dealing with. There's no comeback, no questions about who they are, no personal details asked for. All Crime Stoppers wants to know is what they know. And I'm hugely proud of the successes that we've had over the decades, and particularly in recent years. Fantastic results mean investigators can solve crime and, in some cases, stop further crimes from happening. The tip-offs or the information we receive are highly valued by police across the land. I'm especially proud that we continue to do everything we can to bring some of Europe's most wanted suspected criminals to justice, which is why we're here today. Sadly, some criminals see Spain as a safe haven. Well, they're very, very wrong. With the tireless work of the National Crime Agency, the Spanish National Police and the Guardia Civil, many of these fugitives, most of these fugitives, have been found. Let's be clear. If you're on the run in Spain, the police, sometimes with the help of anonymous information given to Crime Stoppers, will hunt you down. There is no escape. I'm reaching out today to Spanish citizens, the expat British population over here in Spain, and also UK citizens. If you know one of these individuals listed here today, please tell us where they are. Help us to ensure these criminals are no longer a danger to your community. You will stay completely anonymous. It's not only important that people in the UK know we're fighting hard to protect them, but also that people in Spain are fully aware and reassured that we are out to find these fugitives. Individuals who have committed appalling crimes must face justice, and with your help, we hope to find these 12 most wanted criminals. If you recognise one of the faces, please contact us in Spain on 900 926 111, or if in the United Kingdom, call us free phone on 0800 555 111. You can also pass information via our anonymous online form on our website, crimestoppers-uk.org, or search Crime Stoppers UK. And of course, we're able to take information in English and in Spanish. My sincere thanks to the National Crime Agency, the Spanish National Police, Ministry of Interior, the Guardia Civil, the British Embassy, the media, and most important of all, the public, for their continued help and support in ensuring criminals have absolutely no place to hide. Thank you very much indeed for listening.
Mar Rey de la Sexta.
Good morning. I work for La Sexta Television. I will ask something different to the minister. What do you think what is happening in Downing Street and what happens with Boris Johnson's parties? That's my question. It has nothing to do with today's topic, but I would like to ask her that.
The theme that we're here today, which is to talk about the launch of the Most Wanted campaign and the work that we're doing with Crime Stoppers and the Spanish authorities. So I'd like to focus the questions on that for today, please. Thank you.
Hola, buenos días.
Good morning. My name is Susana Román from Antena 3 Noticias. In the light of what we have seen, the description of false aspect, we could say that 90% of them are settled down near Marbella in the Costa del Sol. I was saying that we are providing more support to the police groups in the area because I think that they actually need more help because most of them are settled down in that area in the Mediterranean. Good morning. I take this opportunity to thank you for being here because if you, journalists, were not here today, this campaign wouldn't have the repercussion that it needs. So first and foremost, thank you very much for being here today, dear journalists. It is true that when we have included the list of the most wanted, most of them are settled down in Costa del Sol. As you know, Costa del Sol was already taken into account in the most recent enlargement of our Gibraltar plan. And precisely in the short term, we will hold an important meeting where we will pass the Gibraltar plan for 2022 and 2023. And this will mean the consolidation of the geographical enlargement of that plan, i.e. the investment that was included in the general state budget that was above the 10 million euros and which actually aimed at doubling the efforts of police forces will also go to the police forces in the Costa del Sol area, but not just for the criminals who are fugitives there, but also to multiply the presence of the state and also the role of law enforcement agencies there. Most of the criminals you have mentioned have ties with Costa del Sol, particularly with Marbella. Could you please elaborate a bit more on what makes this place so attractive for fugitives living aside the sun and the sea? And another question regarding the 12 criminals, how many of them have committed crimes again here in Spain, and how many of them are just, between inverted commas, dangerous? Thank you very much. If you agree with me, I will start with the answers, and then I'll give you the floor, Steve, if you want to clarify something. Well, initially, as for the concentration geographically in just one place, I couldn't give you any specifics on that, but it is true that since we're focusing on these people, we take into account the closeness of the United Kingdom, working hand in hand with the United Kingdom, and the fact that we are a tourist destination. And that's one of the bases of the campaign, not just that they are focused there in one specific place in Marbella, but initially, we need to know whether they have committed crimes in Spain. As far as I know, this is not the case, although we'll give we'll give the floor now to Steve. Maybe he can clarify on this. But we know that it is very positive to prevent these crimes. When we know that these criminals have committed offences in the United Kingdom, we must try to avoid those new crimes in Spain. Some of them have run away for specific reasons, murders or even attacks against the authority, and others could potentially have more effects regarding drug trafficking. I now give the floor to Steve. Maybe he can clarify something on this.
So the question on why Costa del Sol and why Spain, I think the reality is that criminals will all have a range of reasons as to why they have come to Spain and why they've settled in a particular location. And you did mention, that the beautiful nature of Spain is very familiar to the UK communities, and so it's not unreasonable to think that they will come to places where they're familiar. I think there's also a reality that there are parts of Spain where there is a big British expat community, a big English-speaking community that these criminals feel that they can slot into and blend in, and that's one of the reasons that attracts them to such parts of Spain. The question on whether they commit crimes whilst they're in Spain, I mean, I can't give you categoric answers, but it strikes me as likely that if people have been involved in organised crime in the UK, that it's certainly feasible that they will have continued in Spain, particularly because they may have made contacts with other criminals whilst they're here. And that's why it's really important that we track these people down. It is not just to hold them to account for what they've done, it is to prevent them committing further crimes that impact on the people of Spain and the people of the UK. So that's why I urge people to contact Crime Stoppers and to continue the fantastic results we've seen to date and keep the public safe. Thanks for the question.